What's up guys, it's the Sound Alchemist, and today I am bringing you some more 40 facts on the Warhammer 40k universe. This time, we will go into the lore of a dying race, the Eldar. And this time, it's going to be a pretty cool video, so keep your eyes peeled because these pictures do not disappoint, if you know what I mean. Anyway, let's go on to the lore on the Eldar Farseers. Now, a Farseer is the most potent and respected form of an Eldar Psyker. A council of the most powerful Farseers generally governs the craft world. Now, these Farseers possess a wide diversity of psychic specialties, with divination being the most common skill. They are most often known for using their vast psychic powers to see the possibilities of the future, and are thus able to manipulate events to better ensure the survival of their dying race. There are two more specialized types of Eldar Seers, known as the Warlocks and the Spirit Seers. Now, Warlocks are those Seers who now tread on the path of the Seer, but have not been lost to it, and have also previously traveled on the path of the Warrior, and have served time as an aspect warrior without losing themselves to that path and becoming an Exarch. Warlocks primarily use their powers to assist other Eldar warriors in battle, shielding them from harm and attacking their enemies. Now, Spirit Seers are those Seers who specialize in communication with the dead. Unsurprisingly, they are the most prevalent within Iyanden, and sometimes lead squads of Wraithguard into combat. When a Warlock becomes lost on the path of the Seer, like an Exarch is lost upon the path of the Warrior, he or she becomes a Farseer. Unsurprisingly, the primary role of Farseers is to look into the future and try and discern the best path for the Eldar to take. This is done through the casting of Seer stones, fragments of Wraithbone, and other psychosensitive materials that react to the convoluted skeins of space-time. By reading the throw of these stones, the Seers can often determine what will be the most beneficial course of action, though it is rare that they can discern true results of any great distance into the future. On occasion, a powerful Seer will receive a potent of some calamitous event, and be able to steer the Eldar away from disaster and doom. With so few Eldar remaining, the Seers attempt to preserve any and every Eldar life possible. Farseers are among the most powerful of Seers and are probably represent some of the most potent Psykers in the entire galaxy. Every craft world has a handful of Farseers among their population. Much of a Farseer's time is spent in a trance-like state, where his spirit roams throughout the Wraithbone of the craft world, where they direct the psychic energy flow throughout the entire worldship. As such, a Farseer is not normally in a waking state. Through their visionary skills allow them to direct their fellow Eldar in avoiding these dangers. It is accomplished by a way of exploring potential future paths that may lie ahead and make determination as to which path is needed to alter a better future outcome for the Eldar. A Farseer's duties mean that they do not usually engage in combat, despite their previous experiences and enormous psychic potential for destruction. Yet in times of desperate need, Farseers can and will return to the battlefield, where they use their powerful psychic abilities to aid their race in combat. Eldar armies are sometimes accompanied by a single Farseer, which is due to the fact that more cannot be spared, as they are tasked with guiding the future of their craft world. Our Farseer's powers are generally more potent than that of a Warlock, but they rarely engage in direct psychic combat, preferring to use their precognitive abilities to guide their forces in pursuing those tactics and strategies that will prove most effective in defeating the foe, while minimizing the Eldar's own casualties. However, this ability to see into the future and react upon what is seen has caused the Eldar to be distrusted by other races. Occasionally, a Seer will see that by attacking a certain world, fleet, or base, Eldar lives will be somehow saved from a future event, and therefore Eldar forces will then suddenly attack unannounced and quickly withdraw as soon as their goal has been accomplished. This, along with the Eldar tendency to view all other races as inferior, has led other races to deem them as fickle, aloof, and untrustworthy. Sometimes the most powerful Farseers have even shown the ability to steer future events so that other races fight each other instead of the Eldar. One of the greatest examples of this was when the Farseer Eldrad Othran secretly facilitated the rise of an obscure orc warlord named Gaskul Mag Uruk Thraka, who would eventually become a significant enemy of the Imperium of Man. Farseers lead their people in times of war as well as peace. On the battlefield, their powers of precognition allow them to foresee the enemy's attacks and movements, and warn their comrades against an imminent change on the field of battle. Since they are less capable of foreseeing events such as harried conditions, the Warlocks will often serve as officers in battle, leading units of other Eldar and helping to coordinate the overall battle. As well, they tend to lend heavy fire support, utilizing their considerable psychic powers. As Farseers grow older, their minds become so intertwined with the Wraithbone core of their craft world that their physical bodies slowly become ever more dormant. When the time has come that they can go to the dome of crystal Seers that exists within every craft world and join the crystalline bodies of the Farseers that came before them. Those of great age typically retreat into the dome of crystal Seers, where their body will begin to mutate within this peaceful retreat. This transformation is believed to be caused by a Farseer's constant exposure to the chaotic energies of the warp. During their gradual process of transmutation, a Farseer takes root amongst the trees of the biodome and eventually turns entirely into a humanoid form of composed crystal. In this state, their spirit is freed from the structure of the craft world itself, where it is preserved forever within the psychoconductive Wraithborn of the Infinity Circuit. This fact sometimes leads to other Eldar wandering into the dome of the crystal Seers in order to see the Farseers of old, whose bodies are preserved forever amidst the glades of ancient trees rescued from the lost Eldar homeworlds. Now all Eldar are psychic to one degree or another, and their technology is psychoreceptive to take advantage of this trait, often activated and controlled through psychic mechanisms. However, their ability to use this ability to affect the world around them is limited, in part for their own safety. As children, the Eldar are taught to erect mental barriers in their minds, which are constantly in effect. These barriers protect them from accidentally unleashing their psychic abilities as an uncontrolled fashion, which would quickly attract the attention of she who thirsts. So, lowering these barriers is one of the first lessons learned by those taking the first step upon the path of the witch. Eldar Seers acquire their abilities in a slow, careful manner over many years as to avoid the many dangers lurking in the warp. Now, because of their psychic abilities, the Farseer is one of the strongest warriors in combat. However, they do have a retinue of Warlocks to act as a bodyguard. They are capable of tossing battle tanks into the air or frying an enemy's brain with a single thought. Farseers have been known to stop bolter shells in mid-air and render humans unconscious in an instant. Here are some of the most well-known powers that a Farseer can utilize. And here we have the most well-known powers that a Farseer can utilize. The Temporal Weave. This power allows a Farseer to target the enemy and remove them from time itself, essentially freezing them in place. The Spirit Seer. The Farseer influences the Wraithbone cores of all friendly Wraithguard, invigorating them to heroic actions. The Phoenix Spirit. Influencing the Wraithbone of a fallen Eldar Spirit Stone, the Farseer can briefly reanimate them. Mind War. The Farseers battle the enemy's mind directly, typically resulting in the foe's brain exploding. It can, however, render them slow and dumb, or nullify any psychic powers that may have been attempted to manifest. Guide. This power allows the Farseer to reach into the future, determine where the enemy will be, and use this information to guide friendly Eldar fire to the maximum effort. Fortune. The Farseer looks into the immediate future for an instant, allowing Eldar warriors a chance to dodge incoming fire. The Force of Asuryan. The Farseer increases the fighting abilities of the friendly Eldar around him. The Eldritch Storm. This power manifests as a vast psychic storm above a target area. It fires bolts of psychic energy at the ground, so devastating that it can destroy tanks with a mere single shot. Doom. The Farseer finds the thread of destiny that leads to the enemy's destruction, and guides events towards that end. The Crystal Seer. Calling upon the assistance of those seers within the Infinity Circuit, the Farseer is able to enhance his or her abilities many times over. The Battle Fate. Examining the strands of time, the Farseer chooses the course of action that will best ensure success for a friendly Eldar unit. Now, as you can see, the Eldar are a very powerful race, but now they are a dying race, and this is mainly because of their hubris and immorality during the peak of their time. It is said that Slaanesh was given life by the Eldar Empire. As their empire reached its zenith, the Eldar became lost with their own decadence, for they experienced sensation and emotion on a far greater degree than any other intelligent species of the galaxy. Their capabilities of their highly advanced technology meant that the Eldar did not need to labor or wage war. Instead, they were able to dedicate their lives to whatever idle pursuits took their fancy. Over several generations, this indolence came to rule and pervert to their spirits. In the Immaterium, the collective psychic reflections of their hedonism caused a new chaos power to stir. Beginning in the 25th millennium of the Terran calendar, created by one species' pure dedication to indulgence, the first emotes of what would become Slaanesh began to coalesce. And that is where I'm cutting off this 40 Facts at, because we are diving into the lore of Slaanesh, which we already have a video for. So if you guys want more info on the god of perversion, lust, sensation, and all that awesomeness that you know you guys like, go to our videos and look up 40 Facts on Slaanesh. So what did you guys think about the Farseers of the Eldar? Did you enjoy their psychic powers? Or perhaps you guys were too busy looking at the pictures that I put up for you guys. Let me know in the comments down below. Do you guys prefer the Sisters of Battle or the Eldar? Also, don't forget guys, we do have the art contest going on right now. It ends at the end of January, so submit your submissions to our Facebook page. You guys might win an awesome prize. And also, I want to say thank you guys for being awesome subscribers, awesome commenters, awesome likers, because all this stuff is showing YouTube that Warhammer 40k is very awesome. And it's also going to give you guys more 40k videos and your suggestions. So again, we're improving 40k overall. And also you're helping our channel grow, which is pretty awesome. Thanks again guys. As always, we do have a Patreon page, so why not spend $1 a month to get some extra 40k videos. And with that, I am the Sound Alchemist, part of One Mind Syndicate, and I am signing out.